Item D, I was going to have to talk a little bit about to inform our community what's going on, but delightfully, Trustee Cooper, I will turn that over to you to introduce Engineering Services Agreement, Preliminary Engineering Study for Improvements to the 47th Street Corridor.
Thank you. It's somewhat lengthy, so I guess I'll take it. But the Village Board recently identified improvements to the 47th Street Corridor as a short-term, complex strategic objective. The overall goal of these improvements is to calm the traffic throughout the corridor, improve the north-south community connectivity, enhance pedestrian safety, replace fatigue utilities that are beyond their useful life, and assess other features such as lighting, sidewalks, and bicycle access. One of the first steps in the process of calming traffic was to evaluate the speed limit throughout 47th Street corridor. The village hired KLOA, a traffic engineering firm, to complete a speed study along 47th Street from East Avenue to Gilbert to determine the appropriate speed for vehicles through this corridor. The report concluded that this appropriate speed should be reduced from 35 miles per hour to 30 miles per hour. It also provided some preliminary planning information for further traffic calming and pedestrian safety improvements. As part of the study, there were several reasons why observed speeds are higher, including the minimal amount of truck traffic volumes that are below capacity for a 4-lane roadway, signalized intersection spacing, and the design of the roadway. The issue of traffic volumes being below capacity of a 4-lane road provides the context for discussion related to the reconfiguration of the entire 47th Street corridor to improve pedestrian safety and connectivity of the community. KLA recommended that consideration be given to reducing the cross-section of the roadway to 3 lanes. The way it would be designed would be 1 lane of traffic going east, 1 lane west, with a turning lane in the middle. Furthermore, KLA indicated in order to definitively state that a 3-lane cross-section is appropriate for 47th Street, additional analysis, data collection, and coordination with IDOT be performed in order to determine feasibility. Changing to a 3-lane cross-section would have impacts on many different components of the roadway. For example, reducing to a 3-lane cross-section would require reconfiguring the signals at the intersection of 47th Street with Brainerd and with Edgewood, since a left turn lane does not currently exist at these intersections. Prior to recommending a change to a 3-lane cross-section, additional analysis of expected changes with traffic patterns will need to be known to determine the operational efficiency of a 3-lane cross-section. This includes assessing the impact on side street traffic, the estimated length of queuing that will occur on 47th Street, the regional traffic impact of changing the roadway to a 3-lane cross-section. We requested the village's traffic engineering consultant to provide the village with a proposal to perform this analysis, with the overall goal of the study is to assess the existing traffic operations of 47th Street to determine if a 3-lane cross-section is appropriate and make preliminary recommendations for the improvements. The specific scope of the work for this project includes obtaining background information for 47th Street corridor, including engineering drawings, traffic signals, and traffic data, analyzing traffic data from the recent speed studies that's available information from IDOT, as well as other streets that parallel, including Ogden Avenue, 55th Street, Plainfield Road, and Joliet Road. Conduct weekday period traffic counts, that's from 7 in the morning to 9 in the morning, and then again from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock at the key intersections with 47th Street corridor, potentially involving East Avenue, LaGrange Road, Brainerd, Edgewood, and Gilbert. Perform traffic capacity operational analysis of key intersections and arterial segments in the 47th Street corridor to determine peak hour operations under existing conditions and the proposed conditions. Determine whether the projected volume of traffic on 47th Street and the resulting operating levels of service are conducive to a 3-lane roadway design. Based on traffic operation analysis, assess or estimate potential diversion traffic from 47th Street to the alternate regional and local roadways and determine the traffic implications for any significant diversions. Prepare a typical cross-section 47th Street as a 3-lane roadway and develop a conceptual roadway striping plan for 47th Street that depicts how the roadway would be modified to accommodate a left turn lane, medians, and potentially bike lanes. Prepare a memorandum to report summarizing the methodologies, findings, and recommendations from this feasibility study. Coordinate with village staff and IDOT, if appropriate, for the purpose of obtaining necessary approvals and initiating the next steps. In addition to the feasibility indicated above, KLOA would also complete the previously approved origin and destination study. This work was approved as part of the 47th Street speed study, but has been delayed prior to coincide with this feasibility study. The origin and destination study involves identifying the primary users of 47th Street and seeks to quantify the volume of non-local traffic on 47th Street in an effort to determine the most appropriate cross-section. The scope of the work for this portion of the project includes the following: conducting license plate surveys of vehicles entering and exiting the following locations: 47th Street at East, 47th Street at Gilbert, LaGrange and Ogden, LaGrange and 55th Street, LaGrange Memorial Hospital, Lyons Township High School North and South campuses, LaGrange Road train station, and the Stone Avenue train station. KLOA will also perform a license plate matching exercise to determine the origins and destinations of the vehicles, and will summarize their findings from the origin and destination study in a technical memorandum. The data gained will be used in preliminary engineering assessment to determine if 3-lane cross-section is appropriate for 47th Street. Once the 2 studies are completed, staff would anticipate the following next steps if the study proves favorable towards the conversion of 47th Street from a 4 to a 3-lane cross-section. Presentation of the preliminary engineering feasibility study at the Village Board Workshop in the fall of 2010. Coordination with IDOT of preliminary findings and discussions with IDOT regarding the village's strategic objectives for this corridor. Development of the detailed concept plans, cross-sections, and estimates of costs for various alternatives. In coordination with the village residents, business, and other stakeholders to obtain consensus of the conversion of the roadway. Also identify funding for the project. Preparation of the intersection design studies for intersections to show the modified roadway channelizations, the turn lanes and the bike lanes, the intersection capacity analysis, modified traffic signal phasing plans, and the layout for the modifications. And then last, preparation of the final engineering design plans for reconfiguration of the roadway and traffic signals and an estimation of construction costs. If the 3-lane cross-section is determined to be appropriate, the staff would recommend that KLOA explore as an interim measure the possibility of converting the roadway to a 3-lane cross-section through restriping of the roadway and implementation of necessary traffic signal modifications. Under this scenario, the existing curb and gutter drainage infrastructure and sidewalks would remain in the current configuration. Once the preliminary feasibility study has been completed, the village will be in a position to pursue the reconfiguration of this roadway and will be able to discuss with IDOT and other stakeholders the process, alternatives, possible funding sources for the project. In summary, the village will have to be the catalyst if infrastructure and operational improvements are desired along 47th Street. KLOA has proposed to complete this work in an amount not to exceed $14,000. Funds have been budgeted for this study in the fiscal year 2010-2011 budget in the amount of $20,000. The staff has recommended the village approve a contract with KLOA to perform the engineering work for this project based on their familiarity with the village and experience of this type of work under the existing task order agreement. The task order and proposal from KLOA has been attached for the board's consideration. The staff anticipates the study will be completed in the fall of 2010 to coincide with the village board workshop on the topic. Any proposed improvements to 47th Street corridor will need to be budgeted as part of a future capital improvement program.